Good morning, guys. Morning Minutes, episode 630, I believe. James Lamplow and Charlie Mearden will be back with you in a moment. Charlie, good morning. It's episode 630. How are you?
Get it down. Good, yourself?
Very well, thank you, mate. We were just having a bit of a chat this morning about what shall we talk about. And interestingly, this time of year, I know everyone's talking about Christmas at every opportunity that they can, but a lot of real estate agencies or real estate agents are talking about their Christmas holidays, time off, and probably well-deserved for the most part. Particularly, we know that it has been a hard year or hard couple of years. Particularly if you're doing what we're doing, we can certainly understand that. But we're not shutting over the Christmas period, Charlie. Sales or rentals, the whole office stays open. Excuse me. Although we are taking our holidays off. Why do you think we do that? Can you see on the surface? You're fresh into the industry, Charlie. You've probably got lots of friends that might be having a bit of time off over Chrissy, but we're working all the way through. Why do you think that's a good idea or an advantage for a landlord or a vendor if you're working with Novak Properties?
Look, it's what people aren't doing at the moment. And while it's good to obviously have that rest time, there's some business that just doesn't stop. For a landlord, for an owner, for a vendor even, it can be a tricky time when you're stuck in this situation where you kind of need stuff done, but then all of a sudden, boom, industry 4 weeks shuts down, and there's just no help there available for you, and you're kind of left high and dry, like with a see you later, we'll be back in a month kind of thing, which like is obviously understandable, but for some people it just can't happen. And here at Novak, I think we've definitely recognized that and are able to, Jonathan Creek, good morning.
Morning, Jonathan. I think it's really interesting, Charlie. Sorry to cut you off there a little bit. If your real estate agent is going on holidays or the agency's shutting for a couple of weeks, if you're a landlord and you've got an asset entrusted with that agency, if it's vacant and they're saying no more showing, you could be left with 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 weeks, depending on how long it takes to lease that property out, with a vacant property. And if you go as far as that can be turning into, that's more than a month worth of income you'd be losing. You've got a mortgage to pay, you've got bills to pay. At the end of the day, that's not how you would consider best looking after someone's asset. Excuse me, bit of a hoarse throat this morning, Charlie. As a real estate agency, we're looking after their assets to the best of our ability, which means maximizing rental return, maximizing or minimizing the vacancy that we have for these people with investment properties so that they are always ticking along. And it's part of the strategy that you incorporate into your leasing or into your sales campaigns in terms of timing. So yeah, if you lose 4 weeks out of a 52 year, that's a 12th of your income gone, plus a letting fee, which is a week, plus management fees. That sets you up on the bad foot from the very beginning as a landlord. So what are we doing over the Christmas holidays in regards to landlords and rentals, Charlie, to keep people, to keep our vendors happy, to keep our landlords happy? Give us a little bit of an idea.
Yeah, well, it's just that for these landlords, for these owners, they don't shut down their properties over this break. This is still an ongoing issue for them. It's still something that causes them concern, and we're still there to help. We're still doing private inspections. We're still doing open homes, and we are readily looking to have properties leased as soon as possible, regardless of the holidays. Now, for a lot of landlords, a lot of owners, they kind of want that cash bonus. Everyone wants a tenant for Christmas. Don't want to be left high and dry, that sort of thing. So yeah, we are still readily trying to make that happen, which is definitely good. We're still on the phones still definitely accessible 24/7 to an extent. But yeah, definitely. We are still providing just that service that the industry fails to shut down to.
Yeah. Well, common practice is that you do have a little bit of time off over this time of the year. And we get messages through on our Facebook and our Instagram and various things. And there are a couple that came through last night that asked if we're open at January 10th, let alone over Christmas and New Year's. So, you know, the expectation is that, yeah, we're shutting down. Lisa Novak has just said either to sell or to rent in isolation, not in competition. It is a perfect time to do that in isolation at the moment, because what I noticed yesterday, I have to have a look. I haven't had a look since sort of midday yesterday, but in terms of sales listings coming to the market, realestate.com, there hasn't been anything that's been uploaded for 4 or 5 days. And it looks like, I'm sure that's probably not the case with rentals. I'm sure there's new stock that is starting to come on, but I would suggest that there's probably a little period at the moment where people are saying, all right, well, this is the build-up period over to Christmas. I'm going to wait until the other side of the year, maybe January the 1st. Then I'm going to put my property online. At the end of the day, I think, as Lisa says here, if you're selling in isolation, it means that you haven't got competition around you. You've got more people circulating around your property. Luke Maroney says, buy more, always buy. Jonathan Creek, I think the impact of COVID will deliver Melbourne at least a busy January in all areas of real estate, tenants moving, buyers shopping, owners selling. Yeah, look, absolutely. There's everything continues on as normal, except for when your agent says they're going to have their Chrissy holidays. So anyway, it's interesting because, again, we're working all the way through. We do have agents that are taking a little bit of time off. I know most agents in the office probably haven't taken any time off for coming up to 2 years. But this is the period where you can have a little bit of an edge over your competition as well, because you're open while they're not. You can show properties, you can get them leased, you can meet buyers, you can have conversations. So it's really positive stuff at the end of the day. Lisa, sorry, Charlie, I'll let you jump back in a second. Lisa's also said the industry says the market goes quiet. People say the opposite. Yeah, look, it's absolutely right. It's
absolutely.
It's interesting. So as I say, it gives a little bit of an edge. The office is open, the door's going to be open. I remember last year we had quite a lot of office walk-ins. I think there were a couple of listings that led to it. It really is beneficial for the whole office. Last one, many industries already had form. Yeah, that's a really good point. People have had time off working from home. They've been told to shut up shop for the interim. So you're going to go back into another little bit extra time. And let's remember that it's been COVID, guys. People have had businesses that have been struggling. People have had a lot of adversity in the last 18 months. This is a key time for a lot of businesses to transact and make money, particularly retail businesses. I know the online sector has done increasingly well. But it's the exact same when you transfer that back into real estate, Charlie. Over Christmas, people have time. People have technology in their hand. They're scrolling. I think realestate.com and Domain both told us that user activity was at an all-time high last Christmas. So people were looking at property because they're not in work. They have more time to do these things for themselves.
Yeah.
Take action when others won't. So Charlie, in regards to showing and what we're doing, obviously Christmas holidays, it's not the easiest time logistically because we have a lot of things going on. If we have a vacant property, what's the score with showing that one, whether it's sales or rentals? You may not know the sales side so much, but with rentals, if it's vacant, what do we do?
Look, if it's vacant, it definitely in the agent side becomes a priority. It's our goal to keep it vacant for as little as possible, or as little time as possible, just to maximize that. Yeah, just to maximize that rental return for the owner. And when it does become vacant, it's kind of a godsend. When you've got tenants in the room or in the property, sorry, it does become a bit of a pain. You feel kind of bad busting the door down every day saying, hi, can I take this person through? Can I take this person? Stuff like that. You're in their hair 24 hours a day. And as per their lease, you can show it twice a week. However, when it does become vacant, it just gives that agent that flexibility to meet the demands of the prospective tenant. You get most people who are working throughout this Christmas break who don't get time off, who still need to see property, and so being able to fit them in 7 o'clock on a Wednesday night, or I guess 6 in the morning on a Tuesday morning, it's just that much helpful. Because you're getting these prospective tenants come through who would not normally see the property, and due to logistics alone would just be like, sorry, I don't have time. I don't have time for a Saturday morning open home.
So rather than using the usual conventional real estate timetable, we were looking at the calendar the other day, and we noticed that this year we've got this Saturday, which is Saturday the 18th, meaning that Saturday the 25th is Christmas. We're not doing open homes in Christmas. We're not that crazy. And then the following day will be where we're at the 1st of January. So we missed 2 Saturdays already. So as we're talking about with timelines for rental properties and vacancy, having that little bit of time, those 2 days of Saturdays, I'm sure a lot of people would say, okay, well, we're having 2 Saturdays off and then we're back in 3. Will we do anything to combat that? Can we show properties, as you said, late nights, when we're able to? We'll run open homes on different days. So, there are little ways around this. You just have to be really proactive, as I think someone up here said earlier on in the show, Charlie. And it's the same for the sales guys. We've got tenanted properties. We'll still be showing those tenanted properties. We won't be doing an open home on Christmas, as we say, but we'll try and fit in our appointments, and then we'll bunch them all together. We might have a 15-minute window where we'll do a private appointment, and we'll put it online and say we're running an open home, so that, if we do that a day or two before, there's an opportunity for a couple of people who might not have been able to make the more conventional times who can come through. So it's just about being accessible, making the properties available to people, and hopefully at the end of the day, we'll be servicing the vendors and the landlords. And then the result of that is getting good sales prices, getting good rentals prices, having low vacancy, and hopefully having happy clients.
Definitely so. And I guess it just comes full circle in that it just sparks good business. Everyone's happy at the end of the day. I know we'd love to take months off, but I guess it's just not logical when it comes to it. It's what you're caring about, and you can care about your time off. You can care about the people you're working with, and it really just comes full circle.
Yep, and I'll just finish off with a couple of last messages we've had from some of the fans, Charlie. People are off from work. It doesn't matter if it's a Saturday or a Monday. No, that's right. As long as we're being respectful for the occupants at the current time, then 100%. If you try hard enough, you'll always find an excuse not to work and go on holidays. Gross comes with doing what others won't. Well said, Jonathan. Little shout out to Jonathan Creek. Came into the office from Melbourne the other day for a really good session with the team. Charlie, that was good. Thanks again, Jonathan. And finally, and what better time of the year to be showing the Northern Beaches? Well, that's absolutely right. I mean,
nail on the head.
Yesterday, I felt personally like it was the first day. It felt like summer. Driving around, it was hot. It was blue skies. We're so lucky to be here. I know the weather's been a bit ropey and a bit shaky of late, but where it's summertime on the beaches, it's not like it's a bad place to be out and about working anyway. So yeah, all in all, as you say, it's the full circle, trying to keep people happy, trying to do what we do through the year at Christmas time as well, as it is crunch time for some people. Emotions run high. Lots of things sort of come to boil at this point of the year. So if we can finish off the year keeping our clients happy, we retain them into the following year. So I think that's where we're at. Charlie, anything else you'd like to say to the fans this morning?
Look, I think we've hit the nail on the head. I think holiday spots, sell in summer, definitely right. But yeah, if you don't have anything to add, I'm happy to wrap up.
Perfect. All right. Well, thanks for helping out this morning, Charlie. And guys, thanks for watching. Cheers. Let me just get this video up. Oh, Charlie. See you later.